You are listening to High on Sci-Fi with your host, Kyle Borrego.
So, what'd you guys think of the newest Wandavision episode?
I liked it. It's I like how it's definitely leading into, like, we know pretty much what's going on now.
But do we?
And like it. What's that?
Do we know what's going on though? Because I kind of don't.
No, I think there's things still missing, but like, I mean, I think overall it's good to know that like there was some manipulation in there. It wasn't all just Wanda. Like, she created it out of that desperation to be
through
with
her
Vision.
grief.
Yeah.
This was probably my favorite episode.
Oh yeah, no,
I really like this episode. It fills in all the holes that we need to know, pretty much the greater picture of what's going on. But just all the flashbacks, the character moments were just really, really great. Like seeing additional context to like her childhood and stuff. And I think everybody was pretty spot on with like the sitcoms kind of being like, oh, she probably watched this stuff when she was younger and stuff. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, I really loved pretty much every scene of her flashbacks. It's like, oh, what's going to happen next, and what's it going to fill in, like a character moment or something with the story or the lore. But I just love the getting to know more of the character of Wanda, and like that the scene with her and Vision when they were sitting in her bedroom was like, that was the best scene of the whole series. I think I love that part.
Oh, where they're
in the middle, and like you get to see like real Vision. Because now we know that Vision that we've been seeing is not the real Vision. It's it wasn't the dead remains. She conjured it up out of her own mind.
I don't know. I have a theory about that actually.
Yeah,
when we get to that scene.
Yeah, we'll get into all that because that's more towards the end when we figure out how she did all the crazy shit. But let's start off with the beginning scene before the actual beginning credits, like the intro.
Like the witch?
Yeah, with Agatha Harkness.
Yes, yeah, Agatha.
Yeah, the origin story.
You remember the name. I didn't.
Well, I'm trying to be better.
He has notes in front of him.
Got it written down.
I'm remembering things.
He's got Agatha with a giant arrow going towards Agatha's face.
Yep. Well, Agnes is such a wacky name for me to remember. Agatha I can remember because she's an actual comic book character, so I know who the fuck she is now. So yeah, but yeah, let's
her origin story though.
Yeah, let's talk about her origin story. It starts off with Agatha being led to, I thought she was going to get burnt at the stake.
Yeah, you're led to believe it's like, because you see Salem, Massachusetts, and it's like, it's the Salem witch trials, and then, but it wasn't people burning her at the stake for being a witch, but it was her own coven.
Yeah, and from what
her own mother.
Yeah, and from what I got from that scene is she used a type of magic that was forbidden, right?
Yeah, the darkest.
I don't even know if she used it. It seemed to it seemed to kind of defend itself. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure what happened there, but yeah, she clearly been practicing the darkest of magics or something, and whatever that entails, like with something we've either seen in Doctor Strange or not, or something we haven't seen yet. But yeah, like, and the color differentiation.
Yeah, I kind of like It kind of seemed like the magic that she was practicing, she's able to absorb other witches' magic. You know what I mean? Because she was basically sucking the life force out of these other witches that were surrounding her, including her mother. And it kind of seemed like her mother was the head witch as well, at least with that coven, because she was wearing like energy of like a crown of energy. You know what I mean? Did you see that part?
It looked pretty similar. It kind of had a similar look to like what we kind of come to know as like the Scarlet Witch look and stuff. So a little bit different, but kind of, they put that there for a reason, that that she was like the one in charge, and there's some weird metaphysical crown that was I couldn't tell if it was like halfway formed or fully formed, because it looked like it should have been more fully formed if she was at her full power or something. I don't know.
Right.
But
I will say it's really unfortunate that her mother didn't have movies about what happens to mothers when they try to murder their daughters, because she wouldn't have fucking done it.
Yeah, man. Too bad they didn't live
idiot
300 years into the future.
Exactly. Then they would have had movies to view to go, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't try to kill my all-powerful daughter. She might fucking turn against me and murder me afterwards and not feel bad about it.
Yeah. Well, we do know now that Agatha is one old bitch. She is old. She's 300-something years old. Because
she looks pretty good for how old she is.
I kind of think
that's a spell. Maybe it's a spell that she has on. She's like really old looking.
Well, in the beginning, Agatha looked younger. Because
maybe she's aging slow or whatever.
Yeah, so she is aging, but she looked like she was like 20-something in that beginning scene. She didn't look like her age now. She looks older, when she's with Wanda, but back then she looked a lot younger. So. Yeah, maybe she is aging super slow because of the dark magic she's practicing,
Yeah, she seemed obsessed to.
And so going back to Doctor Strange, what's the lady's name? The Ancient One or whatever from Doctor Strange. Yeah. She was practicing the dark magic from the dark dimension, right? That or something like that, and that's what that's what made her basically not be aging at all and stuff. So maybe she's doing something like that or similar to that or something, but there was no symbol that was on that lady's forehead.
Well,
back in the day.
Well, going back to the library, and we talked about this last week, Brad, there was in the Doctor Strange movie, there is a book that is missing from the private collection of Doctor Strange. There's another book that's missing. So there's kind of some theories out there that Agatha may have gained this book and practiced whatever magic was in that book, because in the last episode before this newest one, episode 8, there was a book there that was glowing and looked pretty goddamn magical, so she could have stolen the book from the Ancient One way back in the day and practiced some of this magic.
I think it's more simple than that. I think it's in one of the crappers, dude. No one ever fucking checks the crappers. Somebody's like, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna read this on the crapper. And he just fucking left it there.
She just put
this whole time.
She just put a different cover on it.
Yeah,
it's true. But I mean, this isn't WandaVision supposed to tie into Doctor Strange?
Yeah, you could definitely tell it's getting set up for that too, with all this magic.
Yeah, it's magic. Yeah.
So that's just one of the theories. She might have stolen the book from the Ancient One.
It's kind of hard to I don't know how they do it as storytellers, because as a viewer, it's like how have the what are they called, the group, the Doctor Strange's group of wizards or whatever, do they have a name? I forget if there's a name for their group.
Magic wizards,
sorcerers,
Hogwarts.
Are they sorcerers? Whatever they are, but you think
I can't remember the name for them.
You think this would be on their radar? This has been going on for 3 weeks or something like that by now, or maybe a week at the most.
Dude, everybody has to use their vacation time. Use it or lose it.
Yeah, I mean, Doctor Strange has not been in the world for 5 fucking years. He's probably got a lot of jerking off to do, man. He's
Wong is just still listening to Beyonce on his headphones. He's like, just let me read my books.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it was definitely an interesting first scene. It definitely leaves some questions, but we get Agatha's backstory, so that's good. Now we know her. Now we know where she's from, and to be honest, she's one of my favorite villains so far in the Marvel universe. She plays the part so well. They picked the perfect actor or actress for that part.
Yeah.
So
she's doing good for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, let's move on. Let's get it.
We're wrapping up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. See you later,
All right.
guys.
See you later. See you next week, everybody.
I'll see you guys. We'll talk about the next scene next episode.
There we go. So
Takes us 2 years to get through this episode.
God damn it. No, I don't have time for that shit. But so we go in and Agatha's with Wanda, and it's just them two basically throughout the whole fucking show.
Yeah.
We don't see Vision. We don't see any of the other characters. So
well, not in current time. It's only in the flashbacks.
Yeah, only in the flashbacks. But it starts off with Wanda and Agatha, button heads at first, but Agatha's trying to get down to like the source of her power. Like, how the fuck did you become this powerful? I need to know.
Right.
Because Agatha wants that power. It seems like she wants to be a bad bitch too. That, or
she's just wanting to understand it, which we get a little bit more of what she's trying to figure out, but at the very last scene. Right.
Well, we'll get into that last scene because it kind of seems like we'll Quentin Tarantino this. It kind of seems like Agatha's like, well, there's nothing I can do because she's one powerful bitch.
Well, she's the Scarlet Witch.
She's the Scarlet Witch. Yep. But going back now, Quentin Tarantino. So, they start off with Wanda's childhood, and then in the scene we see her parents, come into play. Her dad looks like he's arriving from work, but he opens up like this suitcase of shows on DVD. Which, how old is Wanda supposed to be?
She looks like she's like 8 or 10.
Okay. So yeah, that's about when.
Yeah, she's probably about like 9. But yeah, probably 9 or 10.
Yeah.
At that age, so yeah, they would have had DVDs.
Okay. So, but you see all the references that they have, referred to, that Wanda creates in this TV show in her reality. Mm-hmm. But you see like Malcolm in the Middle, Bewitched, Dick
Van
Dyke. And we kind of
the boss was there too.
Yeah.
So we see where she got kind of all those ideas.
Yeah.
For the sitcoms.
Well, and that's how they learned English, was from watching sitcoms. I thought that was a cool little touch, and that's not uncommon. Like my buddy Monty, when he was learning English, he would watch stand-up comedy. He would watch like Bill Cosby, and there was like another one that he loved.
I bet he regrets that one.
Bill Cosby. No, not now. He's not like his idol.
That's how I learned English. Sitcoms.
Good.
Right. but it's just not uncommon, and I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, no,
it's not. Soap operas.
Oh yeah, soap operas.
Hear about that?
Why do foreign people love soap operas? Just the other day, when I was delivering to this liquor store, the liquor store owners are Korean, but they were watching Young and the Restless, and they said it was their favorite show. Have
they seen other shows? Any other shows?
I'm sure they have, but that was what was jamming, and I was like, "What are you guys watching?" And they said Young and the Restless, and I was like, "God dang, my grandma watches that fucking show."
What are you watching? Days of Our Lives.
Dude,
yeah, like, is that show still on?
Dude, it is. Young and the Restless is still on.
Oh, Young and the Restless is?
Yeah, it's one of the longest running soap operas of all time.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I remember watching that when I was a kid with my grandma, and I'd be irritated. I'm like, get this stupid shit off. I don't know what's going on. I want to watch some Looney Tunes. Fuck. And my grandpa...
This is more loony than Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And my grandpa was down for it too. He's like, I fucking hate these sitcoms. I'm down for those Looney Tunes. But
is that when you guys tried to plot to kill your grandma, or is that when that started?
Dude, you would love my grandma. She's hilarious. Yeah. She's fucking hilarious, dude. I told her I was chilling with her one day visiting, and I was ordering shit off Amazon, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just ordering some shit." And she's like, "Oh, I would never order shit. Why would you want to order shit?"
I got problems, Grandma. Okay.
Yeah, you don't know. I have some weird fetishes. Okay, I don't want to get into it, but it involves shit.
When the doll arrives, just Just put it in my room.
Yeah.
And then when the shit comes, again, just put it in my room.
Little sidetrack, but speaking of sex dolls, I watched this little documentary of this guy who's developing an AI sex doll that can communicate with you and all this shit. And it'll tell you, like, if it's not feeling it, like, I don't want to have sex right now. The sex doll will tell you.
That's fucking setting up grounds for some weird lawsuits.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
When does
the
AI
doll said no?
When will AI become sentient?
I bought this thing so you didn't talk back.
Well,
God, she gets your house and like everything.
Well,
you let her move in, man.
The only reason
common law marriage.
The only reason why I can see he would develop something like that is for people that want to rape. Okay. Because you shouldn't make a sex doll that refuses to have sex.
And you're like, you're fucking bad.
Yeah, and you just fuck this sex doll.
Well, dude, there's an interesting argument there. Like a moral argument. What if you give child molesters child sex dolls, and then they never rape kids again? They're just in their room, just blowing loads in this fucking child doll with a baseball hat and just having a good old time.
That made me feel really weird. That gave me chills.
Was it the description that he had to add that had a baseball hat?
God damn it!
That was like perfect image of it.
I wouldn't want to make those.
There's been arguments over that for like years for like pornography. If you have the fetishes out there, are people less likely to engage in them? And that could be a whole nother episode if you ever want to get into the psychology behind that. Because the sad thing is there's really no cut and dry answer to that shit because it depends on why the person's engaging in that rape to begin with. Is it power and control, or is it a legitimate sexual drive?
That made me sick to my stomach.
It's a weird conundrum. But
there's a lot of dynamics.
Yeah. Wanda's been banging, Vision this whole time.
Yeah, he's basically a child.
He's a sex doll.
He's like, I'm a day old.
Robot.
$3 billion worth of vibranium, if you know what I
All
mean.
right. Anyway, let's get back into this fucking episode. Weird turn. So Wanda picks. It's her turn to pick the show that she wants to watch. And she picks. It was season 2, episode 6 of Dick Van Dyke. And as they're watching Dick Van Dyke, everything looks happy. But before they started watching the show, Wanda's mom looks out the window, and there's shit going down. There's a war going down. There's gunfire and everything. But they're keeping their kids away from it by.
They're just like, let's not. Let's just watch some shows.
Yeah, let's ignore the war that's happening outside of us.
Yep.
That's all.
And then all the scenes in the episode. Like, I think they were going through a few different episodes, but it was like showing scenes, and those scenes like almost perfectly mirrored scenes from like the early episodes of WandaVision.
Oh yeah,
when it was black and white, it was like dead on.
Oh yeah. So they're watching Dick Van Dyke, and then out of nowhere, their apartment explodes, kills their parents. They're hiding underneath the table, her and Pietro, as kids. And she sees the Stark Industries missile there. And so that's where her hatred towards Tony Stark or, Stark Industries first developed. So
it was cool. It was cool getting some context from that scene because the twins talk about it in Age of Ultron.
Yep.
Yeah, the bomb just never went off, and then we'd find out more than likely that was early development of Wanda's powers, where
right.
She stopped it. Like they were safe because she did like some protection spell or something, right?
That's the big thing is that it seems, I guess they kind of imply in this episode that she already was a witch and had these powers, right? And she made the bomb not go off. That's kind of that's what they're kind of
or have any soldiers or anyone come to kill them. Because like Agatha makes some type of reference to that, like the bomb didn't go off and like no one found you, like something like that.
Turns out you were perfectly safe or something.
Yeah.
Well, she said.
Strangely.
Agatha said, she's like, well, did you form the hex? Meaning, like, did you protect yourselves, from this bomb? She's like, and Wanda's like, I don't know. She's like, it just didn't go off. And then Agatha's like, well, how long were you in here for? She's like, 2 days. You know?
Yeah, like 2 days and you were safe for all that time.
Yeah. So, you know, that could have been the beginning of her power. She just needed that catalyst to get them going, which, you know, they explain, you know, later on in the episode, which is like the next door that they go through, which is, you know, Agatha forms this door with the Hydra symbol on it, and, you know, Wanda's like, I don't want to fucking go back
Hail
in
Hydra.
there. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. Hail Hydra. But,
I love Hydra.
Oh boy.
Hail Hydra, motherfuckers.
God damn it. All right, so
God damn it.
but Wanda's like, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to relive this. And Agatha's like, basically, she's like, you have no fucking choice. All right, get your ass through that door. All right. So they go through the door, and it shows how Wanda got her powers. Do you want to go on off this, Brad? You want to go on lead on the scene?
All right. I'm trying to finish my food before
I see that, you fat fuck. Hurry up.
Sorry. You have to edit that out. All right.
Leave it. It'll annoy some of the viewers. Like, I fucking hate that sound.
I know some people do like leave in the comments. It's like, so fucking what?
Whatever.
No, yeah, but this scene was interesting though, because it's like, what really happened? What was it? You know, yeah. So like when she starts looking at the scepter, and then the crystal thing comes out of the scepter and floats towards her.
Well, first of all, Brad, talk about like the dialogue between the two soldiers before she came in and as she entered.
I forgot what they were even saying.
Okay,
just like, please step forward.
Killed everyone else.
Well, what happens is, bring in the next subject. Wanda comes walking in, and she's like, my name's Wanda Maximoff, and I am a volunteer. And then the two soldiers are still talking. The one scientist soldier's like, no subject has survived this yet. And then the other soldier cuts it off, and she's like, what? And they're like, proceed.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah. So we know,
that's right.
So they've been testing people, you know, to see if they can obtain this power, it seems like, or if they are able to touch the stone or something, you know.
Or just to see if anyone can survive whatever the encounter with the stone is or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, excuse me. So go ahead, Brad. Keep going.
Oh yeah. So then, then the stone, like it starts floating towards her, and I'm a little confused as to what they saw, and then, but as they see later, the camera sees something like totally different. That's kind of.
I think they saw it all. I just think it didn't record it.
Yeah, because their
expressions were like, oh my god.
Yeah, because there was a shot from their point of view of when everything kind of went bright and yellow. And stuff, but yeah, like the crystal, the outer shell kind of sort of explodes around it. But I think this is all in her head, because obviously the scepter was fine after this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets a view of the Mind Stone, and then it's big bright light kind of pointing at her, and then we see a close up of her eyes of what she's looking at, and it's this figure kind of coming towards her that kind of looks like, you know, it's hard to say what they're really trying to say.
Scarlet Witch.
It was the
Scarlet Witch of some kind, whether if that's like her, like what she can truly be, or is it like a past Scarlet Witch or something like that. I took it as that's what she is capable of being. Like that was her kind of like in her true form of what she's capable of, but she never has quite gotten to that form yet.
Well, I have an idea. About this. Okay. So the Scarlet Witch is an entity, a separate entity from Wanda, from anybody else. But the Scarlet Witch will find someone to possess to give them the powers of the Scarlet Witch. Does that make sense?
Kind of like the Phoenix in X-Men.
Exactly. Because going back to the origin of Agatha, when her mother was, you know, trying to kill her, you see a similar crown, you know, on Wanda's mom. So maybe Wanda's mom possessed the power of the Scarlet Witch. She died. The power of the Scarlet Witch leaves that body. Maybe this is just an assumption.
No, it's possible.
Yeah.
There clearly was a connection between the crown thing on her mom's head and the crown that we saw.
Yeah.
In like that shadowy, mind stone figure thing.
So,
and was it just me, or did it seem like she absorbed energy from the life stone?
Oh yeah. Dude.
Oh yeah, she definitely did. It's just like it all happened so fast and she fainted. Whatever.
Yeah. Because when they looked at the video, she was standing and then she was on the ground. There was no, video of her being, looking at this
interacting
stone.
with the stone.
Yeah. There was no video of that. So to go way back, I remember hearing a theory like a long time ago is like a way that they could bring in other Marvel characters before they owned them were to use the Infinity Stones. And like what they would do is, like they said, when the Infinity Stones were created, it was like they were from like another universe or something, and each stone had someone kind of trapped inside the stone itself. And like the rumor, what I heard originally was at the time was Galactus was in the Power Stone. And it's like a neat little Easter egg, because if you go back and watch the Guardians of the Galaxy, like that big celestial that has the giant staff that like,
wipes out that planet.
That staff kind of looks like Galactus's head or helmet. I'm sorry. So there's like that's how the theory started, was like all these stones have like a being inside of them. And the Power Stone kind of makes sense because it's purple. Galactus is purple. He's very powerful. It's just a theory, but what if the Scarlet Witch, like the power of the Scarlet Witch, is inside the Mind Stone this whole time? That kind of something like that. It could be nothing. I just thought that was interesting. And what if like the Power Stone, like if they were to tap into that and all of a sudden Galactus just comes out of it, like he's been trapped in there or something? That'd be pretty cool.
Well.
But maybe not. I just thought that was a cool theory. That it made me think of that once I saw the Scarlet Witch figure. I was like, oh, cool. Well, like maybe they were inside the stone.
Well, how about this? Since you're giving out that theory, Thanos destroyed all the stones in Endgame, right?
Yeah.
So maybe
they're out there.
Maybe he released these souls or these entities back into the universe. They're free now. In
some weird way, like what does that mean? But maybe
she attached to Wanda like immediately after he destroyed the stones.
Yeah, so like once her stones were
spirit souls released from it and attached to her immediately,
so she can gain full power.
Isn't that long after.
Yeah, and like that, and she was she was powerful. Like she could have taken down Thanos by herself. Like she was powerful, and she was barely even like tapping into her power, as we've come to see from later in the episode and stuff.
She just didn't have a good night's sleep before she started fighting. Like
she just needed a Snickers bar.
Yeah, she was hungry, hangry. She was hangry.
I get like that. I get hangry all the time.
And she wasn't. People think she was talking about like he's like, I don't even know you, and she's like, you will. It wasn't. That wasn't anger because he killed Vision. That was anger because he interrupted her fucking breakfast, man. Mm-hmm. It's like, you son of a bitch.
God damn it! I was just getting my eggs. God damn.
He interrupted me when I had my fucking eggs.
God damn it. So now we know how Wanda gained her powers. So that was some good clarification.
Enhanced them, I'd say. I mean, she had powers before that.
It amplified her powers. Like as Agatha said, something along the lines of it's like it was going to like the powers you had were going to die on the vine, but the stone you got were amplified by the Infinity Stone. Powers that were going to otherwise die by the vine or something, some line like that. Yeah,
right.
Because she wasn't ever practicing. She never knew she was a witch.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, dude. Good shit. So then
maybe Deadpool will hop out of one of the stones.
Probably. I hope
maybe
so.
That's how he's introduced.
Yeah, it's the reality stone because it's red.
He's gonna just hop right the fuck out of it.
That'd be so goddamn.
It doesn't
ridiculous.
even matter how he comes. Like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares how he comes either.
Heyo.
So
He's just gonna walk into a door. Like there's just gonna be a hallway, like in the Matrix, with all the doors. It'll be one will say Fox, the other one will say MCU, and he'll just walk right in. That's all it's gonna be.
That'll be awesome.
That's all it needs to be.
I hope they do it that way.
Well, especially with his character too, it'd be that easy because everybody would be okay with that. I'm sure.
Yeah,
100%.
They would.
Fucking shit. But so we find out how Wanda's powers get maximized, basically, and then God, I can't remember the order of events after that. What was the next scene? Because Agatha makes her walk through another door.
They go to the Sword headquarters,
Yep.
and
she goes to
Vision. She goes to try to talk to. She's like, I want to see. I can't. She want to see the body. She wants to get Vision back so she can have give him a funeral.
Right.
And there's some really good acting. Oh, wait a minute. Did we skip over the scene with them in the bedroom?
Oh yeah, that's the next scene after.
At the.
Yep, that's the next scene. That's after her walking through Hydra. Yeah.
Or is it before or after Hydra?
It's after Hydra. Right after Hydra. That's the one.
And before Sword.
Right.
Yeah, because Vision's alive.
All right, we're on track. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. So yeah,
okay.
that's when Wanda she it wasn't quite. I don't think Civil War had happened yet, but it was after she was brand new. She just moved into the Avengers headquarters, and her and Vision they had a lot to relate. They're both brand new. They didn't have anybody, and I think that's partially why they bonded. And it was just recently after Pietro died, and so she was grieving, and Vision was trying to be there to comfort her, but Vision doesn't have these human feelings, and he just has his own unique way of how to express and how to deal with it, I guess.
Yeah. But he realizes that they're both similar in a lot of ways, and he kind of feels like it seemed like that he's able to connect with Wanda because they're basically in the same situation.
Yeah, but he's also he's always been alone. It's all he's known, so he doesn't have these connections to experience something like grief.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was a nice scene. You kind of get an idea of how the relationship started because she was a little standoffish at first, and Vision's like, is there anything I could do? And she's like, can't do anything. Can't bring him back, basically.
Yeah. But one of the best lines, I think the best line in this whole series was that was my favorite scene in this whole series so far, and just seeing them together, bonding, and the line that he says, what is it? It's what is grief if not love persevering? And that was beautiful. That's such a good, that's a truth right there. I thought that was
he Googled that from his robotic brain of his. He's like, I'm gonna tap into the internet and look up some fucking cool quotes to say,
dude.
Right, some Shakespeare or some shit.
Yeah.
I put up a meme the other day. It was about speaking of the internet, and he's made by Ultron. It was Ultron's image. Vision was. Mm-hmm. But the meme was Ultron was on the internet for literally 15 seconds and was like, "Yep, everyone's got to die."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good.
Dude, I thought that was so fucking funny, dude.
He's like, I was made to save the world, and if that's going to happen, we got to kill humans.
Yep. Everyone's got to die.
Yeah, it only took him 15 seconds to see how bad we were.
So fucking hilarious. I loved it. I fucking loved it. But yeah, no, and that's how their relationship blossomed. They're basically the same people. Why not?
Dude, I loved how awkward Vision was, because he's he doesn't have feelings and stuff, but he's trying his best, but he's still kind of he's still kind of a brand new robot, but he's also kind of human at the same time, because he's got all these personalities in him and stuff. But it was just so funny seeing him kind of look at her and smile and look away, then look back. I thought that was so cute.
Yeah,
it was cool.
No, definitely a good scene. It definitely clears. this whole episode clears up so much about Wanda's history. You know,
it's such a good, just good character moments, and I think a lot of younger people forget that it's like it's not just all about action and stuff. Like after the episode ended, like, you know, because I being on the West Coast, I watch it at midnight, and I'll kind of fall asleep watching some people on YouTube that are doing live, you know, like a live reaction to it or whatever. And like there was a couple channels, and like there was one channel where they were just like, this is all filler. It's just a filler episode. Nothing crazy happened. And I was like, dude, what the hell? Like,
yeah,
what
because
are you talking about?
I have an idea about that, dude. It's because people have become so fucking disconnected because of social media that no one knows what those emotions feel like anymore.
Well, it's that, but
those
also
are
they're looking for the GIF moments, the fucking viral moments. They're looking for those moments that are just they're so great in a lot of ways, like the Captain America catching Mjolnir. Like they're waiting for moments like that all the time, that they don't even appreciate these moments where it's just Wanda and Vision talking on a bed, you know, having these heart-to-heart moments and stuff, you know.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Aaron?
It's the same people that like when like I guarantee like the gamers that are just like bam bam, I want fucking action left and right versus like the story-based games, you know, The Last of Us, you know, shit like that, where there's emotions poured into them. I mean, I've gotten like some pretty intense emotions playing certain games, and like you're right, like watching episodes like this was it was an emotional episode.
Yeah, well, and
you know,
think
like
about
everything from seeing her parents die, you know, the scared kid like just sitting in a room with her fucking dead parents, like just 10 feet away from her.
Yeah,
as she sits there hiding, waiting, hoping that bomb doesn't explode.
Yeah, and think about this whole show though. Like we haven't had one action scene this whole show. Right. Like that's pretty remarkable especially for an MCU show.
So the next scene in WandaVision.
The next scene in WandaVision is when
the sword.
The sword, yeah. Wanda goes into sword, and she's like, she knows Vision's there, and she's like, I need to see him. I just want to bury him. That's all I want to do.
Which that threw me off.
Yeah.
Because like in the beginning, you think she's like full of this fucking rage right from the start. It's just like, give me his fucking body. But we saw the build up to that.
Well,
I always had I don't know if I said it on past episodes, but I don't know if I said this, but when you look back at that footage, there's like no one reacting to her on that security footage when she barges the door open. People are like walking around her. I always thought that was weird, and I thought of it weird at the time. I don't know if I said it on the podcast or not, but yeah, you're kind of led to believe that she stole the body based on the security footage and what Hayward said and stuff. But go ahead.
And I was going to talk about that too, but let's finish this scene up here. So Wanda meets with the director. I can't remember the director's name. What's his name again?
Oh, Kyle.
The Mad Hatter.
Do you know? Do you know, Brad?
Hayward. Director Hayward.
Okay.
Oh, you just said that too. Fuck me.
So
Hayward.
She goes up to Director Hayward, and she's like, all I want to do is bury him. And he's basically saying, well, legally we have him, and we're not going to bury a $3 billion, you know, intelligent, sentient.
There's all this vibranium. We're not just going to bury that in the ground.
Yeah. And so she kind of.
He was kind of egging him on. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, she understands that, you know, but she breaks the window. She sees Vision torn into pieces. She breaks the window to go down there, and she says, I can't feel him. So she knew that he was gone.
Yeah,
and
she great callback from Infinity War.
Yeah, and she leaves peacefully. That's it. But they made it seem like that she stole the body to turn her into this bad guy.
Right.
Yeah,
you know?
Hayward's he's just kind of a dick.
He's a shady bitch.
It almost was like he was kind of egging her on. Like he almost wanted her to take the body or something, because I think they've been trying to resurrect Vision this whole time, and yeah, like I don't know.
I think Hayward knows the Scarlet Witch is in there, and he wants that to awaken, to turn her into a weapon. That's my theory, because he's like totally saying things. It's like, dude, shut up! Like you're gonna make her fucking destroy you. Like if I was him, I would been terrified to say some of the shit he did to her. Yeah. Like you could tell he's trying to get her heated. He is toying with her emotions.
Like, motherfucker, do you not know who you're talking to?
Right.
Yeah, that'll be interesting if he like how much he really knows if he's even going to be in future Marvel stuff. Like, is he just going to be in? Is he going to die in the next episode? Is he going to be in other things related to Sword and other movies and stuff? We'll see.
Personally, I don't like him, and I don't. After this series is over, I don't want to see him again. I want him to be done in the next episode.
Which means the actor's doing a phenomenal job because you're supposed to dislike his character.
I fucking hate that guy.
True. That's true.
So she leaves and she gets in her car.
Hold on a sec. Yeah, she gets. That's what I'm saying. She gets in her car. I just find it hilarious that she just gets in a car. Like you think she could fly there or something, but no, she just took a car.
Yep.
Maybe she didn't have breakfast, dude. I told you her powers are just kind of like when she hasn't eaten.
But she gets in her car.
Eggs.
She gets in her car and she looks at the passenger seat and there's an envelope on it, and we don't know what's in this envelope. It's just an envelope, but there's definitely some significance to it because they pan to the envelope. So she drives off and then she enters into Westview. Okay, and Westview looks like a shitty town. It looks like it was hit hard by the snap.
Depressed.
Yeah. The years since the snap, it has not treated the city of Westview very well.
Right. And she arrives to this. She's just driving through Westview, and you see some of the characters of the show that were in the previous episodes. The townspeople basically, and they all look kind of depressed. They're in high spirits, kind of. They look happier. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I didn't think they looked
compared to like
the guy that becomes a mailman that's delivering pizzas.
But listen,
I'm pretty sure he had.
I'm saying it in a way that they look relieved that everybody's back and maybe things are going to get back to normal. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't look so depressed that it was hit by the snap, but it looks like they're kind of coming around a little bit.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe the pizza guy was just like, man, it was so nice when my wife was snapped out of existence. Now she's back and my life is a living hell again.
Yeah, the pizza guy kind of looked like he was going about his day, but like Kitty from that 70s show, like she kind of looked a little sad. Like I don't know if because she had a husband, he wasn't sitting at the table. I don't know what's up with that.
That's true.
And the guy giving piano lessons, I don't know. He didn't exactly look like he was thrilled.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe her husband was one of the ones that was snapped into like a mid-air. Remember we talked about that? If you were in the sky at the time you were snapped away, you'd reappear and he just dropped to his death.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh, I know. I have a thing about that. There's someone asked Kevin Feige about stuff like that, and he gave a definitive answer, and it was something along the lines of like the Hulk when he wished them back, he kind of in his mind he like wished them back safely. So it's like Hulk's a smart guy. He wouldn't think just like, oh, just right back exactly where they were. Just everyone comes back. And,
so like all the people in prisons are like in safe places instead of prison?
I suppose. Well, I don't know.
See, you didn't think about this. There's no way to not fuck it up.
No, you can't think about it too hard, for sure.
All right. Anyways, I'm putting
into a school because the school's safe.
I'm putting a stop on that. We could get it. Okay, we could talk about that for hours.
A prison that, anyways, that shut down, and now it's a school, and now a bunch of prisoners are like in like second grade. A bunch of child molesters are in second grade math.
God damn it! All right.
Kyle's like, I'm editing all of this.
I'm trying to keep it on track so we can keep a good time here. So
we got 2 minutes.
So Wanda's driving through Westview. And she arrives to this empty plot. It looked like a house was in the beginning stages of being built. There's a foundation there. Okay. She gets out of her car and she's holding the letter. And she opens the letter, and in a heart it says, "Our future home," or "Where we grow old," I think it was. Right? A place to grow old.
A place to build a life or some shit.
No, it was a place to grow old.
Together. Yeah, to grow old.
Yeah.
V with a heart.
Yeah. So
for vendetta, right?
Yeah, so
it's
that was
right in the heartstrings. It was
sad.
Beautiful.
But that's
Vision.
Yeah.
Vision bought a house. Vision, it was a grant to get a house, and Vision bought it, and they were planning a future together, and it was all taken away. Oh, so
and that's when she fucking finally snaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
that
needed
was the pushing point.
That was the catalyst, man, that brought her full potential out. And it started with the house. She builds this house, and then another like secondary blast of energy just forms the hex around all of Westview.
Yep.
Yeah, she's a bad bitch, dude. She's awesome. So, you know, I don't know.
Then Vision comes through. She's manifesting Vision.
Yeah,
and Aaron, you had something to say about it, I think, right?
So notice when I actually think of.
We lost you. We lost you.
Hold
Check
on.
1, 2.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Quit messing with your
Okay.
auxiliary cord.
So I think Vision is truly back. I think he's actually alive. Because the way I connect it, if you watch the energy, you know, when she's in front of the life stone and it seems to like she seems to absorb powers from it, it's yellow. It's going into her yellow. When she creates Vision, it's coming out of her as a yellow energy. I think she has the energy of the life stone, and I think she actually created him through that life stone energy, just like the life stone created him when it was in his forehead. I think she fully creates him. It's like a different version of him with some tangled version of his past memories. But I don't think he'll disappear when that hex closes. I think he's back.
I think you're halfway right, Aaron, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. Once we do the scene that's after the credits, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, going from that, all that kind of goes away, and it shows Wanda like looking at the cameras and the lights, like a set of a stage, like a set of a TV show, okay? Mm-hmm. And then she starts hearing her kids start crying, you know, saying help, help. She runs out, and it shows Agatha like holding them by the necks with like some rope of energy, and they exchange a few words. But Agatha was like, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she said your powers.
You're not supposed to be real or something.
Yeah, your powers are
Like
chaos.
you're supposed to be a myth.
Yeah, she said something about your powers being chaos.
Or like this is chaos. This is chaos energy, and you're the Scarlet Witch or something like that.
Boom.
Basically, like there's nothing we could do. So
yeah. So you never you never hear her get called the Scarlet Witch up until that very point.
Right.
Now she's the Scarlet Witch. Okay.
Yeah, I love the line where she's like you can create anything like spontaneously, and you're using it to eat breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, that was a good. And that's another that I forgot about that. That was another thing that in my head I'm like, she totally created Vision. He's like straight up alive now.
Yeah.
There was something interesting about the yellow energy. I noticed that, and it's like maybe he really is truly back. But when he tried to get out of the hex, he was like disintegrating almost. So
I think that's because she was pulling him back, though. She wouldn't let him leave.
Well, wait.
Like subconsciously.
Yeah, we'll figure that out here in a second. I have my own theory based off what I watched. So basically, we get the end credits. Okay.
Oh, hold, real quick. I just a little thing. Did anybody think when I loved the Agatha's witch costume, by the way, we finally get to see it. I thought it looked pretty cool. But was it just me, or did Catherine Hahn, was she wearing like a prosthetic nose or something like that? Like did like more of her witch form came out?
She looked darker.
She had eyeshadow and stuff. But I thought because witches are, especially like Wizard of Oz, they always kind of have like funny, looking noses and stuff. I thought maybe they changed her makeup a little bit. They did. To kind of.
No, they
didn't.
Give her like more witch-like form. Well, she just looks a little different. That's all. Well, but, she looked badass.
She's a witch, dude. Cool. She was probably like, throwing out this image of her being like a regular person, but we got to see her in her true form.
That's kind of what I was getting.
You saying people with fucked up noses aren't regular people?
Yeah, like you, Aaron.
No, you're not regular people. You're just not human.
Yeah. So
that was a South Park callback joke a little bit, if anybody remembers it.
I don't remember it. But so we get the end credits, and after the end credits, we get that little special scene that Marvel likes to do, And it just shows, all we needed to do was, and it showed Vision, and Director Hayward's like, all we needed to do was get the power from the source, meaning like Wanda. Wanda is the source of Vision's power. And they were able to bring back Vision's body online. And it looked like he had a blue stone in his head. I don't think it was a stone, but it was blue where the stone's supposed to be.
Whitish blue looking battery or something.
Right.
Brought to you by Stark Industries, guaranteed.
Yep. Oh yeah. But Vision he wasn't like the color of Vision, like red and blue or purple, whatever his colors are. He was like white, like a gray, white, blue color.
It's Mr. Freeze, dude. They're finally blending the DC and Marvel
Fuck
universe.
that, dude. If they bring DC into Marvel, I will stop watching Marvel.
That's the secret cameo that everyone's talking about. It's going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
No,
that's the only person that can be as big as Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian.
As movie after watching watching Wonder Woman, I kind of lost faith again in DC because I thought Wonder Woman was going to be fucking badass because the first one was badass, but they totally fucking botched it. That's a whole nother.
Is it poop?
Dude, it's absolute garbage.
It's not good.
It's garbage, dude.
Good.
It's a garbage movie. But anyways, my theory, going back to, how Wanda manifested Vision out of energy, out of her energy, it was yellow energy. I kind of went back to in Infinity War, where Bruce Banner said, if we take out the stone, perhaps all the best qualities are still, there'll be plenty of Vision left after we take out the stone.
He'll still be there, maybe the best parts.
Right, maybe the best parts. So they bring back Vision online, okay? He's living now. Hayward brought him back, okay? So maybe Wanda manifested Vision in her reality, but it's not actually physical. Okay, it's just the power of Vision. Like it's Vision's soul basically just walking around in there. Okay, because they're gonna send Vision's body into the Hex. Okay, so maybe at some point the Vision that Wanda created and the Vision that Hayward brought back will collide with each other, and somehow that energy will be absorbed into Vision's body.
I could see that.
He's gonna come inside.
That could be kind of cool.
Because Wanda,
it's just gonna be. It's gonna turn the last episode just a porn episode.
I'm telling you, man, it's vibranium. It has extra special properties.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
Let me inject these properties into you.
How big do you think Vision's dick is?
As big as he wants it to be.
Good answer. What kind of dick you want tonight, Wanda? The big one. You got it. But that's my theory. I think what the Vision that we see in the Hex is just Vision's soul basically walking around, because she manifests all these things, but can she manifest actual matter? You know what I mean?
And it does make sense, yeah, because it makes sense that as she created him, she clearly blocked a lot of his past experiences out. He didn't know he was killed by her. He didn't know that Thanos killed him. He didn't know much of anything, and like he was really confused through the prior episodes. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
He just knew that the two of them were in love. That's pretty much it. And he knew that he started figuring out he's in some type of alternate reality.
Yeah.
That Wanda created.
Right.
But he didn't have memory of his past life. It's like he's an infant.
Yeah. So maybe, going back to what Bruce Banner said, Vision is still Vision, maybe the best of Vision. And they just brought him back online, and he looks evil, but that doesn't mean he is evil. They could just send him in there, and then the Vision, the soul of Vision can collide with Vision's actual body, which will bring Vision back.
Right.
I don't know. That's just my assumption.
Like that theory.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm just wondering, like, what arc are they going to write for Wanda? And is it going to be one where she needs to learn to let go of Vision, and therefore maybe he doesn't come back? Or but I get it. It's also Marvel, and like sometimes none of these characters die, and like they're popular, and you always want them to come back in some way. So I don't know what they're going to do, but like, yeah, it depends on what they're going to do with Wanda, like, and how she's going to be incorporated into future movies like Doctor Strange. Because
I think she's going to have basically the same outcome as Tony Stark did. Like she's going to be like one of the main Avengers, and she'll be in it till the end of the next phase.
Yeah, because the actress herself is pretty young, isn't she?
Yeah,
like,
she's a young actress.
Stretch her across a lot of episodes.
She's super OP.
It depends on where, like, if we knew, like, because you can look up, like, to see how many, like, movies she has left on her contract and stuff. So, like, sometimes you can go by that, because, like, Robert Downey Jr. didn't have anything after Iron Man 3, but then they renegotiated it and stuff, and that's when Civil War and all the other stuff came. So it could easily be different. It's just weird how you forget that there's a business side to these great movies that have told these stories so well,
Right.
But like there could have been a time where Robert Downey Jr. didn't want to come back, and there would be no Iron Man and other.
I highly doubt that dude.
And stuff.
That dude.
No, of course.
That dude loves to be Iron Man.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, I get it. But yeah, like it'd be interesting because there's rumors that she's going to be like the villain of Doctor Strange in some way, or at least an antagonist of some kind. And maybe the next episode she just snaps even more, and just like something crazy happens, and who knows.
What do you think?
Like eat her kids or something.
What do you think the chances of Doctor Strange being in the last episode?
0.
Yeah, I think
I don't think we'll see him. Unless that's the cameo.
I'm going to say 25% chance.
25%, 1 in 4 chance.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can go on IMDb right now and click on his profile and see if he's in an episode. He'll be labeled as being in an episode.
That's no fun.
Yeah. Way to ruin it for yourself, Aaron.
Yeah, it is. Research.
I don't think he's going to show up. Because one thing, like, that movie's so far away. Like I don't know.
2 years?
Yeah. So I don't know. Like Spider-Man comes out this year, I think, towards the end of this year, maybe. So maybe it's something
like No Way Home or some shit like that.
Yeah, No Way Home. Yeah.
Until they use Google Maps, they're like, never mind. We can get it. You know what? I have 2 thoughts, 2 kind of random ones. One, in 2 or 3, the episode where they were trick or treating. Did you realize notice the Kick-Ass Easter egg?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, because that actor is in Kick-Ass. He's one of Kick-Ass's friends, which is weird
other Kick-Ass
because
is Petro.
Right. Yeah. And then both the Petro that's in Age of Ultron, and then he's in Godzilla, and his wife is played by the actress that plays Wanda. Elizabeth Olsen. It's like, man, like it's crazy how many fucking actors and actresses are used as like pairs.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, like there's just this one agent that's just kicking ass. You know what I mean? He's getting all these actors in all these related movies and geek shit.
These two work really well. They have a good chemistry together. Let's use them.
Well, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but there's a movie with Elizabeth Olsen and Jeremy Renner. It's supposed to be really good, and like seeing them in Age of Ultron, because they were the ones that kind of bonded the most in Age of Ultron. But there's a movie with them. I can't remember what it is, but it's like a thriller drama of some kind. But it's supposed to be really good.
Going back onto Pietro. Agatha was the one who brought Petro into the picture, because she was like, "Oh, you're so naive. You actually thought he was Petro." So
like that was you? Nope, just the eyes and ears or something like that.
You were so in grief and in doubt of yourself that you actually believed it. She said something like that.
Yeah, so we know Pietro's not real, but that goes back to the last episode where Pietro comes with Photon, or I can't remember, Monica, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And well, yeah, and I'm just wondering that, yeah, like with the illusions, with the spells that Agatha showed, you know, turning the bug into the bird and stuff like that. Like, you know, Pietro could be like a snake or something for all we know.
Right.
You know, what I mean? Or somebody else.
Where's Monica,
you know,
like in the end of this episode too? Because it shows her looking down into Agatha's basement.
Yeah, and we never see what happens. So that's interesting. Like that's probably the first thing we're gonna see in the next episode. You know, whatever happened there.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a good finale. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the last episode, right?
Yeah.
They got a lot of stuff, man. Like, I hope the episode's like at least 45 minutes long. Like,
Well,
not with 7 minutes of credits. I mean, the actual chunk of, you know, video. You know.
Well, we're gonna.
I hope the cameo's Deadpool.
Yeah.
Is there supposed to be a big cameo in this next episode?
So there was an interview done by the actor that plays Vision, Paul Bettany, and he kind of says like there's still like one more like cameo or something like that comes in, and it's an actor that I've always wanted to work with. That's what he's kind of alluding to. And a lot of people kind of joked that this episode, with the white privilege Vision showing up, that he's like that it's like, oh, the actor he's always wanted to work with is himself.
That's
So
hilarious.
it could just be a joke.
Division of Vision.
Dude, it could be just a ploy. Like, if I was Marvel, like, because you know there's people trying to be in the scoop business, and every now and then they get something right. Like, I would imagine, like, Marvel almost has like a narrative rumor division, you know, where they if I was Marvel, I'd be like making up fake shit all the time and leaking it out on the internet to get them off the scent of what's actually happening, you know.
Wait till you see what character we bring back to life. They're gonna bring back Tony.
Yeah.
And then it's just like fucking a rabbit.
Yeah, exactly. Like there were rumors with WandaVision that like
the dog that died, they'll bring the dog back.
Right. But like I remember early on, like it got reported like months and months ago about Evan Peters showing up in WandaVision, and there was already like, is he Quicksilver? And there were like YouTube channels I was watching where they're like, I am 100% without a shadow of a doubt, it is Quicksilver, guys. The multiverse is happening. You know, it was all that kind of talk, but turns out that's not the case unless something happens in the next episode. But it's just that the whole narrative spinning stuff. That's what I would do if I was Marvel. I would try to put put a whole bunch of different theories out there just to get people talking.
It's a good business strategy for sure.
They should get us on there. Make some wacky shit.
You know, like no one saw Luke Skywalker coming in Mandalorian, and thank God that didn't get out. That was such a great moment.
There's no way it could have been. You don't put CGI actors in the fucking credits, so there was like no way for someone to like even look up an IMDb to see.
Mark Hamill was in the credits.
What's that?
Mark Hamill was in the credits for that episode.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I wonder just because they used his look.
No, they used his voice. He voiced the character.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
yeah,
young.
They definitely used his likeness, you know, like obviously there was another stand-in for it, but he was definitely on set, like probably, you know, to give pointers and stuff. But my point is, like, they shot that for they had that secret for a year, and that leak didn't get out. Meanwhile, there were rumors of Ezra Bridger coming in, who's from the Star Wars Rebels show. There was rumors of Sabine coming in, which is also from Rebels. And these were like scoopers that I was following that were like, they were so sure. And they were like, yeah, it's for sure happening. And it's like, so I don't believe anything anymore. Like I'm trying to not follow that stuff. It's just
I now believe in nothing.
You know,
well,
it's just it's not fun to follow. Like, what's the point of being right about that stuff? So you just like, there it is, cool, I see it.
Well,
like, you're not even excited about the surprises.
Especially like Endgame, dude. I saw so many like theories on what was gonna happen in Endgame, and none of those theories were correct. It was a completely different thing than what anybody was expecting. It was amazing.
I got semi spoiled on Captain America getting Mjolnir. Like, there's somebody put a screenshot of Endgame online on, like, it was like on just like a Nintendo Facebook page or something that I was scrolling through, and somebody put a screenshot. It wasn't it wasn't that heroic shot. It was like a two shot of Captain America and Thor. It's a two shot of them, and I think they each had each other's things. And it's that scene where no, you give me the little one, or you take the little one.
You take the little one.
It was that shot, and so I saw that, and I was like, oh, because it looked real.
Well,
I was like, oh shit, but I still kind of forgot about it. So when that moment came, when the Mjolnir's floating around and he catches it, I still like felt that, like, oh yeah, let's go, like that, like. Dude, I high-fived a 5-year-old kid next to me. Everybody was so excited at that moment. Dude, that opening night for Avengers Endgame was like the best movie-going experience like ever.
Dude, in that movie, everyone was experiencing the same emotions. And like the scene when Tony died and it got quiet.
I know everyone was so happy, dude.
I could hear everybody crying. Everybody
everyone
crying.
Was so thrilled.
Yeah,
I felt
sniffles.
So
yeah,
a bunch of sniffles.
Well, you probably were, you asshole, Aaron.
No, it was sad.
Yeah,
knew it was
everyone was crying, dude.
Dude,
that's how powerful that movie was.
Dude, when Captain America gets Mjolnir and starts beating on Thanos for like a brief moment, he was kicking his ass. Like Thanos is so strong that he didn't really stand a chance, but still, like he was holding his own. He like throws the shield at him and then throws Mjolnir at him. Oh, it was so cool. Everybody was just cheering in the theater, dude. It was that was so awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
you kind of knew that Captain America was going to be able to wield Mjolnir from Age of Ultron.
Yeah, well, like you didn't know how they were going to play it. Yeah, because like now it's almost like retcon where like he could have picked it up, but he didn't want to hurt Thor's feelings.
And another one too. Another scene that in the Endgame that got me is when he was like, "Avengers, assemble," and he finally said it because that's like his catchphrase.
See,
in the comics.
That's the brilliance of Feige. You don't blow it in the first movie. You don't blow it in the second movie. They even teased it in the second movie, but no, it's right at the very, very, very end of the final scene. It's so perfect with all the characters that we've gotten to know for the last 10 years. All the Guardians of the Galaxy were showing up. The even like other Guardians of the Galaxy characters, like what are they called? The Ravagers, like they showed up. Doctor Strange, sorcerers. Oh, it was just brilliant.
All of Wakanda. All their soldiers too,
And they blended the scenes so well to kind of give everybody screen time and had them all play their part in that battle.
Mm-hmm.
They did really well. And that's where DC fucks up is they don't create a very good balance.
They tried to do it. They tried to catch up.
Characters are so fucking bland, dude.
Well, yeah, they tried to catch up too quickly too. They like the Batman versus Superman should have been like the fourth film, or maybe not, but the Dark Side.
Well, the Doomsday was a fucking joke. That should have been its own fucking 4 movies for Christ's sake, dude. Doomsday was intelligent and just a fucking beast. Yeah, and they made him a stupid, careless,
just a brute
monster. Yeah,
like you don't do that in the second movie with Superman. You do that like 4 or 5 films later, where there's more stakes. It's like, and that was in the trailer.
Doomsday across multiple fucking movies.
Yeah, that was in the trailer too. I was mad. I was like, wow, really? Like,
right?
Dumb.
Well,
we need to do an episode that's called DC is Stupid.
I'll do that episode for sure.
We'll call it First World Problems.
For the
DC is stupid.
Though, I like Shazam. Shazam is great. Wonder Woman is great.
That one was good because it made it fun and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's Brad? What's your prediction for the last episode of WandaVision?
Dude, man, I don't think the show's going to have a season 2. I think it's going to wrap up for one. I think it's like they're trying to do different things with these shows, I believe. So I don't think there's going to be a season 2 of WandaVision. There might be maybe a continuation and it's like a different story. But anyway, I mean, gosh, there's probably going to be a big battle of some kind. It's like we've had all this build up. Monica's got powers now. Maybe it's going to be like an Agatha versus Wanda battle, and who knows, man, she might get defeated really easily. Like Wanda is incredibly powerful, as we've come to realize, and but Agatha's got experience and whatnot. I don't know, man. And like, there's also
she's got that book that she described as a science desk reference that's in the crapper.
with another cover over it so no one notices.
It just says science desk reference. It's really just a spell book.
It's the encyclopedia that doctors use. It's a doctor's reference guide.
Yeah.
So what's your prediction, Aaron?
I didn't really give one. I don't have concrete predictions. There's be a battle of some kind. Sorry to cut you off, Aaron. I was just trying to narrow down.
I haven't given it any thought.
Maybe,
like, honestly, after that episode, I was just like, I don't know. Like it's strangely in my head, I'm like, they could have totally even just ended it on that, and then picked up on some of the concepts in movies. But I mean, obviously, yeah, there is going to be some kind of battle with that fake Vision going into the hex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll probably go in. You know, there's also Agent Wu is just been out. You know, we'll see what he's been up to this whole time, because he hasn't kind of been around that much in the last couple episodes. Like, maybe he still has to meet the engineer person, or maybe he's meeting with somebody else.
Dude, here's my prediction. Because everyone changes when they go into the hex. That Vision dude's gonna walk in there and just turn into like a fucking ice cream stand seller. And then his character's just done.
There's definitely going to be some sort of like subverting our expectations kind of moments where it's like, oh shit, like maybe Agatha goes down super quickly, but then, like, you know, maybe she's serving a master, or, you know, maybe some other person comes into the picture. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to say if there's another party involved, or if it's just Agatha and Wanda, and Agatha's kind of been the main antagonist this whole time.
Right.
You know, it seems that way.
I think there's definitely going to be a fight between Monica, Vision, and Wanda against Agatha Harkness. But before that happens, I think Vision's body that sword possesses, he'll go into the hex, and then Vision will, you know, come into contact with him, and they're gonna battle it out probably, and then somehow morph together to create a whole Vision, and then it's just gonna be a battle between Agatha, Monica, and Wanda. Agatha's gonna be overpowering them, and then you're gonna see the real Vision complete, come in, and all three of them are going to be able to rid Agatha.
Yeah, I wonder what powers Monica exactly has. You know, in the comics, I guess she can absorb any kind of energy or something like that. Mm-hmm. Dude, maybe Agatha's going to shoot some purple energy at her, and Monica's going to like absorb it, or, you know, deflect it or something.
She's going to turn into a Super Saiyan 3.
Right.
More powerful than Wanda.
Eyes. She needs to have spiky hair.
She could definitely kick Piccolo's ass for sure.
Oh yeah,
definitely Yamcha. Everyone can fuck up Yamcha. Poor Yamcha.
Poor guy. Yeah, I mean, we can't. I don't really.
Do you think there will be a resolution? Do you think there'll be a concrete resolution, or will there be some sort of cliffhanger that we're going to?
I think there'll be a cliffhanger.
I think Dr. Strange.
I don't think one that's going to be like, God damn it, I need more. I can't wait fucking 2 years. But something where it'll be obvious, like, oh, this is going to pick up. This is exactly how it'll tie into Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think Strange will show up. But
I think we'll see Strange.
Knows, maybe
we'll see Strange or Wong.
Now that it's like it's WandaVision and then Spider-Man and Doctor Strange as part of this like multiverse arc, and Spider-Man comes next, so maybe something Spider-Man related happens in this episode or not. I don't know.
Maybe Gothic Tobey Maguire will show up and just start dancing.
Yeah, dude, have you seen all the videos of people that edit Tobey Maguire?
Star Wars ones and shit.
Yeah. Just everything. There's ones where like, yeah. Well, there's ones where like. There's ones where Tobey Maguire, like, they just edit him into like Infinity War and stuff, and he'll be the one that destroys Thanos, but it's all the scenes from Spider-Man 3 where he's like, you know, calling Brock names and stuff like that. Oh, it's so fucking funny.
Dude, those videos are genius. Watch the one where he's replaced over Darth Maul in that fucking Star Wars scene, that last fight.
I think I have seen that one.
It's good.
So funny. So funny. All right, let's see. What other predictions? What's? I wish we know. It'd be fun to do. We could if we make like our own bingo cards or something. You know, we're like, you know, you have the free space in the middle, and then you can like make up your own thing.
Write all your shit in there.
You know, yeah,
I like that.
You know, Agatha dies or something like that. We could like have our own little bingo cards. That'd be pretty cool. And
that would be cool.
That would be fun. We have to do that with the next.
Yeah.
Well, then we would have to watch it together then.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we could maybe take a picture of our. We can take a picture of our bingo cards like before the episode airs or something like that.
It'd be more funny. Yeah. It'd be more funny to create these bingo cards before the next episode comes out, Skype and watch it together, and then play bingo with each other while the episode's happening, and then whoever gets bingo first wins.
Disney Plus has the watch together thing, like where we can be in sync and watch it at once.
There you go.
Do that.
You should do that.
So, yeah, well, where's my phone? Yeah, we got to figure out, what's everyone's schedule.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
Yeah, we can figure that out in a minute.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. But yeah, man, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens in the last episode. I'm looking forward to it. And then, like, right after that, we're going to have God damn it, what's his name? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're going to have that show coming out like the next week after that, or the next 2 weeks after,
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 weeks out or something, like March 17th or something like that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of content this year. We're going to see a lot of cool movies and shit.
I heard kind of a cool rumor, and I hope this is true, but that they're going to bring a live action Hero and Baymax into the MCU.
I saw like a thumbnail of somebody talking about that. Like, do you watch Den of Nerds?
That's fucking real, dude. That'd be fucking badass.
Man, that would be interesting. That'd be really, but that can't be real because the city is called San Fran, Tokyo, or something like that. It's an alternate. It'd have to be part of the multiverse thing. But that's what I've read, is that as part of that multiverse, he'll be. Like, I don't think like any kind of main character, but that they're going to bring a version of him into it. That'd be fucking sweet. I would love at least for one, like, just hilarious encounter, because Betamax is so hilarious in Big Hero 6. Like,
maybe like he's just like wandering the streets confused, and then Deadpool finds him, pumps his fist out to give him a fist bump, and he just goes blah, and then walks on his way.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Or and then he takes his sword and slashes him.
Yeah, Baymax is just gone.
Well, we have 10 years till we have 10 years. We have 10 years at least till we get to see all this shit happen. So there's plenty of room.
I hope all three of us don't die of some terrible disease before we get to see it all.
You know what? I always think that. I'm like, God damn, I hope I don't die or go to prison before I get to see it.
Could you imagine that? Like it's like, oh my God, you see a trailer for a new movie and it's like 2024. I was told I only have 6 months to live. Fuck this.
Yeah, but sometimes they make special deals for people that are dying.
I don't think so.
Sometimes
there's
no
Make-A-Wish for adults, man.
Yeah, well, there is. In a way, they're like, all I want to do before I die. Like, it was like Star Wars or something.
Dude, you'll leak it out everywhere.
Well, it was like Star Wars or something. It was like the last Star Wars, and some dude was about to die, and he's like, all I want to do is see the last Star Wars. And they brought a copy of Star Wars and had a private screening for him.
Wasn't that just a movie?
And then that guy was like, wow, that shit sucked.
Wow. I guess like
I'm glad I'm dying.
He's like, damn, I wish I had died before that.
I don't think I want to live anymore, actually.
It's fucking funny.
You guys ruined my favorite
you guys
franchise.
Have to see part 2 and 3.
Well, I don't think we'll die. I don't think we'll die before. I don't think we'll die
on watching.
Go ahead. I don't think we'll die before the last WandaVision episode, which is what this episode's supposed to be fucking about anyways.
Don't say that, you asshole. I'm gonna knock on wood. Just, God damn it. It's only a week away.
Well, let's let's wrap this bitch up because I got shit to do. But yeah, we'll reconnect on either Friday or Saturday, and we'll get down to the nitty gritty on the last episode.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to watch it we'll have to all watch it like Saturday morning or something. Saturday morning cartoon.
Hell yeah. Well, fuck yeah, guys. Well,
Cool.
yeah, I'll hit you guys up later, and we'll do it again.
Right on.
All right, guys. Peace.
See ya.
You are listening to High on Sci-Fi with your host, Kyle Borrego.